Sound design.
All right, let's talk about how to get set up to take your first measurement in Smaart8. So when you open up Smart for the first time, you see a screen like this, right? Probably it'll have this in there still. And you might think, okay, what do I do now? There's nothing over here. None of this stuff is here. First, you need to set your I/O settings and your signal generator. Okay, so that's under Config, I/O Config, or Option A. And first, just select which input and output devices you want to use. Okay, so here I only have checked this audio interface that I'm using. Same thing in the outputs, okay? Uncheck everything else, you don't have to worry about it. Down here, you want to give some friendly names to these inputs. Keep in mind that if you hit Tab, it's going to revert to its previous setting. If you want to change this, you hit Return. Okay, and that'll take you down to the next one. In this case, I'm using input 2 for my reference loop, and then I have these two microphones in inputs 3 and 4. And you can also change the names of your outputs, but I'm usually only using one, so it doesn't really matter, outputs 1 through 4. Next, we want to head over to the measurement config. And here, you might give this a name of whatever the location is that you're working at today. And then if you double click on each of these names, you can get into settings for them. This might be a measurement that I'm calling this microphone name. I want to switch back and forth between seeing a measurement of the same speaker with my EMX7150 and with my MB3000L. In another case, you might be switching back and forth between different speakers or different device under test. Okay, so you want to have a descriptive name here for whatever this transfer function is going to be. A simple way to do this, if you're using multiple microphones and they're all the same microphone, would be to just call them A, B, C, and D. And if you want to get really fancy, like Merlin Van Veen, you have A, B, C, and D, and you have microphone XLR cables that are actually the same color as these colors I've given the transfer functions here. These are all standard settings here besides the name and the color, and then I just changed the input settings here. So measurement signal is my EMX7150. Reference signal is my reference loop. Okay, and so I would go now and do that for each of these inputs that I'm using. In this case, I'm only using 2. Okay, and the last thing you need to do is set up the signal generator. And these are just the default settings. I just want to make sure that I have the right output selected here. And these are settings that I recommend you just open and quickly verify every time you open your audio analyzer. If you don't have a Y cable so that you can just loop straight out of an output to an input and you don't have any other way to duplicate that output, that's where you can use the aux here. So you might set your aux to output 2. That way output 1 and output 2 are sending out the exact same thing, so you have a duplicate. So then you could head over to Spectrum View and you could hit play on these measurements here that we just set up, and you should see some activity down here. Okay? Sometimes these are way too low, like they are right now, because I have the preamps turned all the way down, and you won't see anything. If that's the case, then you need to hit the arrow keys and scroll down, and then we can actually see what's going on here. And we see this pink one, but we still don't see this blue one. And that's because it's behind these. I have these, the way I have it set up right now is that it's filled here to make it really easy to see. But if I hit the Z key, that will cycle through which one is in front, okay? And you can see them switching back and forth here. I guess I could also switch it here like that, just click on these. Okay, so if you don't see your measurement in Spectrum View for some reason, and you have hit play on both of them, and you see level here and the input bars here, then they may just be covered up, or they may be down too far. So arrow keys will get you down there, and then the Z key will cycle through which one's on top. And if you want to go back to the default display, click out here. Okay, and then you can head over to the transfer view, which is either the T key or by clicking transfer here. And you should be ready to go on these two transfer functions that we just set up. That's all you really need to get started. Now, the next question, once you have actually taken a measurement, is going to be, what do all these squiggly lines mean? And that's what we're going to be getting into in future videos, is how to verify that we actually have good data. So I'll see you then. Sound design.